Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Hope you had a great week. We are back in Paralives and we are building a request that came from a comment on my last Paralives video from Bunny22, where they requested to bring over a Sims 4 build from San Sequoia called Anchorpoint Abode. So I launched up The Sims 4. I went to this particular lot and I grabbed a bunch of different screenshots to use as reference points, especially counting grid squares. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. I ended up building it on this lot in Paralives, which is up near like the yellow house. It's actually a field. It kind of looks like a farm, but if you use the terrain painting tool, you can get rid of most of like the wheatgrass that grows there. So that's kind of what I did for now to be able to build this house. I did try down further in town, but the lots weren't wide enough. So I thought this would be perfect. And it actually gives you a very spacious backyard because later on when we do landscaping, I actually push the house forward a bit on the lot so that way it's closer to the road and the backyard is much bigger. We add a small garden back there, and actually there is space enough for a pool at some point once we finally get pools in Paralives. But the only trouble that I had with matching the build, obviously being like furniture and some colors, was the roofing. In the original build, the roof overhang kind of comes out over the front and there's no wall above that, but we can't do that in Paralives yet. We can't like make the roof eaves kind of extend out with the wall kind of staying back, if you know what I mean. So the wall had to kind of bump out and be up front, kind of like it looks now, and it's not kind of back with the rest of the house. But that's okay. It's just a minor detail. It's just something that we don't have yet. And I was trying to figure out the brick because it looks like there was a couple of different colors of brick, or at least maybe it was the lighting in The Sims 4 or just my printer, because I actually printed off the screenshots because I do play Paralives full screen. And unfortunately, I only have one monitor, so yeah, I had something to look at least physically. So yeah, I did my best in matching up the wood tones and furniture, and obviously wood textures and wallpapers and everything are a bit different. We also don't have hot tubs in Paralives yet. There was a hot tub in the backyard of this particular house, but don't have that. So there's just some loungers that we do add back there. But the roof was a bit tricky. I had to create a bunch of different sections using the kind of section tool there, so that way I could have different platform levels here. As you can see, it was a bit tricky. I did have some issues at points, but I think this was my second go at it, because the first time I was messing with the front platform there, like near this green one here, and I deleted like the ceiling or something, and then like all of the walls disappeared. So yeah, it's a bit glitchy. So that's why I saved often throughout the video. Plus autosave was doing its thing as well. The front entrance doesn't actually match the original build. I did take some creative liberties and kind of make the house more adapted to Paralives and some Paralives features. So I did match like the front windows and the front doors to be like the same size here. And some of the windows obviously are different styles, but I tried to get them as close as possible between games. But all in all, I did add a couple of windows that weren't in the original floor plan. Like in the one hallway bath, like the blue hallway bath, there's no window in that, but I did add a window like in the shower, like a tall window. And what else did I do? I don't know. But yeah, like I said, apart from, you know, obviously like furniture styles and furniture being different, I did my best in what I could do. And yeah, I think, yeah, that was, no, that becomes the nursery. I'm just doing all the window placement right now. I do end up raising the whole entire house up a bit, at least on the lower level, because the house, when I did the section tool to kind of create the little like elevated front kind of step ups, that means there was like a step up or step down rather inside the house from doors. And rather than like build a special landing or something like that, like a step in or entryway, I just thought, let's just raise the whole house up on the first level. So yeah, I also had a weird glitch with the steps, as you saw there. That isn't the style of stairs I wanted, but for some reason the style I did want I couldn't place. It just became massive. And I tried a couple of times, but yeah. And then I did end up making this one massive, but it was easy to fix. I don't know what the deal was with the other staircase, but I was like, okay, I guess I'm not using that. Tiling also was a bit of a struggle trying to find the tiling that was used in the game, but again, just kind of matched it just to the colorway and the color point that it was. The same thing is like we didn't have a grass texture like for this roof out here, so I ended up using some carpeting from Paralives and just kind of matching it to the grass. I do change the hue a bit on the green here to make it better blend in with like the grass around, because I realize right now it's kind of bright. And then on the upper level there, like you saw that golden yellow area next to the green grass there, that is actually like a roof stone texture in The Sims 4, but we don't have anything like that in Paralives. So I just used some tile from the bathroom kind of section and just kind of made it look like stone as much as possible. But if you do like what you see and you want to pick up this build, it is available on the Steam Workshop. I will put a link in the video description below, but here's what that listing looks like. So yeah, it's got 4 beds. There's the primary bedroom, which sleeps 2, and then there's a like kids bedroom off of the hobby room / playroom towards the back of the house that has 2 single beds, and then there's a nursery which is off of the primary bedroom. So that kind of counts as the 4th bed, I guess. Well, no, actually, no. That would be like a 5th. And also the floor plan could easily be like reconfigured to make that a 5th bedroom if you so wanted to, but I just built it as it's built in The Sims 4. The kitchen was a lot more fun to do. I again took some creative liberties. I kept it within the same kind of floor plan and layout as close as possible as like for like appliance layouts and things like that. The only thing I couldn't do was put the microwave on an angle. So we didn't do that. And also I was able to place a cabinet above the fridge, which wasn't in the Sims 4 version. And I wasn't sure where the dishwasher was in this particular build, so I put it on the opposite wall there, as you saw me tuck in there. And then we do have an island, which the bar stools are not functional yet, but hopefully they will be. So I did try and place them as close as possible to what I think would be snap points where paras could actually use them. But yeah, we do come back and add some clutter to the kitchen a bit later on in the video. But for now, we're just kind of doing some decorating, which was quite fun. It actually takes a very long time. This took me quite a few hours to do. I would probably say a good on 8 hours to build this. So I literally just sat. And I think the problem is, well, it's not necessarily a problem that it took me 8 hours to do. It's more like I have creative freedom now to be able to match things as close or basically dead on as I want to. So I really took my time to match wood tones and colors and make it kind of very similar to the Sims 4 version, but obviously there will be some differences because we just don't have those things. So like this light above the dining room, we don't have anything like that in the Sims 4, but we didn't have the light that was used in the games. So I was like, well, this is pretty close in shape, I guess. So it'll do. And then lighting, of course, is much softer in Paralives, but I do love the glow. And I don't believe there were lights above the island space, but I added those just for some detail. And we do take the middle one out because I thought there was just one too many there. Wall painting, and we're now deciding on the doors. So I did flip the directions of the doors so they all open a certain way, which is nice. And then there's this small bath upstairs there that you saw me do. This is the primary bath door, and then that's the nursery door, which I guess is okay to have it there. Again, I was just building true to the original build's floor plan, so I thought about making the nursery separate, but then I'm like, no, we're going to keep it exactly the same way as it is in The Sims 4, so, or at least as close as possible. So yeah, we're now doing the living room, and I was trying to figure out a TV stand. From the top-down view that I have from The Sims 4, it kind of looked like the table was yellow, but I could be wrong. But if it is not yellow, I still think it looks really cool to have this like accent furniture bit here being yellow, like with the wood behind it. And then we do a nice sofa here. and 2 chairs. And there was no bookshelf behind the sofa on that wall, but I thought it just needed something in the corner, so we do add a bookshelf back there. Just for some extra details. Also, there was no clutter on the table under the TV in the Sims 4 version. And maybe like a game console, but I added some clutter just to make the house feel a bit lived in. But again, not too much. I don't like a lot of clutter. I don't like to pack things full. I just like to make it look lived in, but comfortable and spacious. So yeah, even these wall lights, there are wall lights in the Sims 4 around this archway and then over by the steps here. But again, we don't have the exact same style, but it's pretty close. There also was no light like this in the Sims 4 version over like this double floor like walkway up, but I thought it was nice to have, especially since we can lower the ceiling lights in Paralives. It's nice to have that flexibility, so I thought it just looked way nicer to do that. And yeah, the other thing is when we get upstairs, we don't have any like bars, at least that I could find, like a drinking bar or anything like that. So I just put a treadmill in there instead, because I was like, well, I don't know. Like in The Sims 4, there was a bar up on the second floor, along with, it looked like a games table. So I do put a games table, which is a Paralives version of a games table, but there was no bar. So I thought a treadmill would be all right, you know, it works. We're now putting together the primary bedroom. We do 2 side tables, bed. Again, I tried to match the bedding as close as possible, but of course, you know. Also, there was a dresser over here, but I didn't really like any of the dressers, so I decided to make like an open closet kind of thing. So that is what we're doing now, which I think looks way nicer and kind of cool, actually. We just pop in a bunch of different shoes and heels and some different luggage bags up here, and I think I put like a shopping bag up there or something. I was looking for like cologne and stuff, but there was no cologne or spray. I was trying to think like what else could it be called, but couldn't find anything like that. And then we do add a bookshelf, which was in the Sims 4 version, though again, not the same style, but close enough. And now we're doing some wallpaper and the carpeting. I tried to match the color as close as possible. At least I thought it was carpeting. It looked like carpeting. But there is no like textured carpeting in Paralives, so it kind of just looks pretty flat, but it is what it is. I think it looks all right. There also was no mirror here, but I thought I would add that because it's like a little dressing corner. And now we're doing the primary bathroom, which I just did based on what's available in Paralives, but kept the fixtures all in the same areas here. We do a half wall here. I was trying to do like a glass window above the half wall, like to sit in the gap there, but it just wouldn't do that. And then I deleted the wall behind the sink, and then the window shifted, and I was like, oh my God, I made a mess. So I put a shelf on top. I was trying the advanced transform tools, but yeah, I need to play with those a bit more. That was pretty bad. But so I picked a different shelf that was easier to manipulate and kind of get what I want. So that is what I did there. And I do put some clutter on the shelf, but mainly because the shower stalls that come with Paralives are so large. So I like to create my own custom showers just because you can kind of control the sizing of them a bit more and just kind of how they look. This is the nursery going together. The one thing we don't have is like a changing table. I tried to look for something similar, but I decided, well, instead of that, we'll make like a nice little seating chair, a lamp, and some like children's books, and then we'll kind of scatter some toys around. So I matched the chair, and the room basically becomes a full-on nursery. I think it's actually really cute in the end. I was actually surprised by some of the like kids related items that are in the game. And I did this like scalloped wallpaper and brought in like these soft blue colors, and it just looks really nice and cute, I think. Doing some lighting in there because I realized, oh dear, this is pretty dark, and I needed to do the bedroom as well. We do add a ceiling fan in the primary bedroom as well, probably a bit later on. And then I do some cute little photos on the wall here above the crib, which I believe I kept it dark for a little while just to make sure the lighting was all good. And so that's why I'm building in the dark at the moment. There's a little book thing. There's also a training toilet, and then there's just some toys I scatter around. And then I find an area rug, which I put down kind of like a play mat. But I think it's really neat to have this little space, and it's right off the primary bedroom, so it's close for your paras to be able to take care of their little ones. And the curtains, these curtains wouldn't let you bring them downward to the floor, so they kind of just hang above, but I think that's okay. I did do a like pre-built shower stall here with a tub because I figured if you have the toddler or a baby, you'll need the tub to bathe them, though I don't really know how that works in Paralives because I haven't played with any children yet, so I don't really know. But I put in a bathtub just to be on the safe side, and it does match the Sims 4 version because there was a bathtub there. Something that wasn't in the Sims 4 version was this washing machine. I decided to put a little bit of laundry in here because it figures it's in the hallway. So it's also like a hallway bathroom, so that would be nice to just have that little element there. So we do have that. The only thing I forgot, which I realized now, was I forgot the laundry clothesline in the backyard, which actually, if you stretch out, has clothing and sheets on it already, and they'll kind of like blow in the wind. I think that's so neat. But yeah, can't believe I forgot that. I knew I wanted to use that too, but I just forgot. We're now cleaning up the kitchen, and I just put around some things around like cereal, bowls, cups, cutting boards, spices. We do pop in a little dish rack here, and then we do a coffee machine and a toaster, as well as we have the microwave over there, fruit bowl. And then I do something else that wasn't in the Sims 4's version, which was I take the back wall there behind the cabinets and add a window. So it's kind of like a glass backsplash, which I thought was it just made the kitchen look so much nicer. Like it just elevated it even more. Right now working on the little hobby room / playroom, which is off of the second bedroom, which is like a kid's bedroom, which this is exactly how it was laid out in The Sims 4. So just scattering around some toys. These are like low to the ground, kind of like sofas. So I thought these would be great to kind of like crash on, you know? And then we do a yoga mat over here in front of mirrors because I thought it was nice to have a little bit of a fitness area in here, as well as like a painting easel. So it's kind of like a catch-all room, I guess is what I was going for. But also like a playroom too. So like, you know, your paras could also be in here while your other paras are like playing with their toys or whatever. And then I do put some paintings on behind the easel there that kind of looked like they were painted by your paras. So I figured I would just do that. I couldn't make the beds smaller in here, so they are kind of large, but I think it's okay in the end because it's really all that's in here anyway in the Sims 4 version. I thought about like a dresser or something, but then I'm like, no, I think this will work quite well as is. And then we put some finishing touches in that bedroom where we add some like toys to the bed using the shift key. If you hold that and while you have the object, you can kind of lift up on it and make it level with the bed, and it shouldn't affect paras using the object, but we will get to that. We are just finishing off the hallway bath here, which has a blue and white kind of color about it, which I actually really like. I think it's really nice to have that color in there, along with black accents. And then I borrowed the window and made a really tall window, which again, this wasn't in the Sims 4 version, but I just thought it was nice to have that. Also, the color of this room isn't the same either, but I decided to go for this like muted green color. It kind of looked like more of a bluish color, but I really liked that. And then I tried to find bedding that was similar, so I just used wallpaper. If you hold the Alt key, or if you're on a Mac, if you hold the Option key, it will apply a wallpaper to the bedding. So that's kind of what I did to get this custom bedding. We are now putting the little like stuffed animals on the kids' beds, which I think is just so cute. And then we put a guitar out here in the kitchen space. And then we add some curtains in the bedroom here, which I decided on these kind of like pull down curtains just to have those and have them at different levels. And we do kind of place them throughout the house as well as some more curtains. I didn't do any more clutter on the table in here. We do a small little area rug, which I size up, but we do put some like little paintings and pictures over here. This one was interesting, but I didn't like it enough, so I went with this little duck instead, which I thought was so neat. We do put a painting in here, but then I think I think I take it out. Yeah, it was like a summer calendar, which I thought was better in the kitchen, and we didn't need anything in that bathroom anyway. We're now doing a hallway kind of like record table slash catch-all table, which I love that you can like not only make some of the tables longer, but you can also make them wider, which is what I did here. And we do this really funky mirror shape above there, which I think is nice. Also, there was no area rug under the dining table in the Sims 4 version, but it just needed something. So I added that under there. We do some cushions on the sofa and then the one chair here. And then we add some paintings on this back wall, which I think just complete the space a bit better. I haven't actually loaded any custom images yet. I really should go doing some painting shopping, if you will. Kind of like CC shopping, but not. But yeah, I need to get some more custom images in there to do some like fun paintings. And I was going to do these like little radiators, but I decided against that. We're just going to put floor vents in instead in a couple of different areas, and some wall vents in a couple of different areas just for some random details. But it's not in every room, but in some spaces. And then in the bathrooms, I did the wall vents because I kind of thought, moisture and humidity would get sucked out of those. Yeah, then I come back to the primary bedroom and just kind of add a bit of clutter in here. We also add a chair in front of the window because it felt like it needed something there. So just matching the wood texture and the actual chair to the bedspread. And then we do a painting above, which again, yeah, I need custom ones. So if anybody knows any good sites for like some good images that are obviously like free, that don't have any watermarks on them, that would be great. But I will do some digging as well myself. But yeah. Yeah, just doing some curtains in the living space now, which I don't believe there are any curtains in the Sims 4 version, but I thought it was nice to have in the Paralives version. And now we're doing the hallway bath up here, which is just a small like 3-piece bathroom, which is nice to have because especially if you're done like with the treadmill, you can just go right in here and have a shower if your parrot is smelly or something. But yeah, just making a custom shower and a vanity mirror, kind of matching with black. It was kind of black and white theme up here because I think from what I looked at, the bathroom was all white anyway, and there were some black fixtures. So it's like, this is perfect. It looks so nice and modern. Just adding some clutter to that one bookshelf, and then we go back upstairs to kind of finish cluttering this little space here. And that's pretty much it for that hallway bath, I believe. We're now working on the second floor landing. This is the games table, a Paralives version. I'm not exactly sure what they do, but I did put 2 chairs at it. And then I was looking for like a bar or something, and then I found the treadmill, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. And then we'll put the piano up here as well. That wasn't in the Sims version either, but since there was no bar, I was like, well, we'll have something extra here. You know what I mean? Like just to make it feel like a very nice little family home. A coat rack by the front door, and I was going to put like a bookshelf underneath the stairs here, but then I decided on like a shoe rack kind of thing, which I thought was so nice. Again, not in the Sims 4 version, but I just thought it was nice to have like a little backpack and stuff sitting there, just a place to kind of dump your shoes off. So and then there was no wall painting here in the Sims 4 version, but I thought we just could use a nice painting because it was just such a big wall, such a big blank wall. And then I add one over here as well. I don't put any paintings on this wooden wall, just a clock, and then I add a clock in the kitchen as well. And I believe that was it. We move outside, I add mailbox. I found this neon like lighted up sign, and I thought that was great for the kids' bedroom. We're now doing a curtain on the second floor window here, and then I just resize them a bit and kind of lower them and raise them up so you could actually see out from the thing. Now we're into the landscaping, so I moved the lot forward from map view. So I could just kind of change the placement of it and bring it closer so we can have more of a yard space. Even though the yard was pretty big already, I'm fixing the carpeting or grass roof, if you will. Yeah, I was just trying to look around for some things. So I found these like planter boxes, which I was going to build like a little garden out here. I don't believe there is like proper gardening or garden plants yet, but I still thought it was nice to have like the little planters and make it kind of look like a garden. And then I was looking at this fence. This is similar to the fence that was in The Sims 4, at least on the sides of the property. And then there was like a shrub fence in the front and back. But I took some creative liberties here and made something a little different based on Paralives. So I matched the brick and the wood on this nice fence here to the house, and I think it just looks so cool. Something I like too is you can hold the Alt key or the Option key if you're on a Mac, and you can kind of angle the fence and kind of build off grid. So that's kind of nice. And you can make this like really cool, interesting shape like on a complete angle. It doesn't allow you to do curves or anything, at least not that I could find. Because I was trying to do some curves because I think that would have been neat, but I couldn't figure that one out. Fixing the terrain around this post, because when I moved the house a bit, for some reason that little like support post there on the front, which is just decoration, was like floating off the ground, so I did fix that. Now we're doing terrain paint to the front here, and I keep hitting the bulldoze icon, and since my pairs own multiple lots, that's what it was telling me. It's like, you need to bulldoze for map view or something. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to bulldoze. I wanted the delete, the sledgehammer, and I just, yeah, I keep doing that. But I will get used to it. I don't know, maybe it's like placement. Maybe I think that the bulldozer should be in a different spot. I don't know. Or like it just shouldn't show it. Maybe you should just have to bulldoze from the map view and there should just be the sledgehammer. We do fix the wheatgrass on the back here because part of it is off the lot and part of it was kind of on, so it just kind of looked weird. So I just brought some of it back over onto the actual lot. But you can see here, like there is space for a pool whenever we do get those, which I think would be great to have kind of surrounding that back patio space. Matching the flowers and grasses and shrubs that surround in the world here with the lot, and then we do these bushes instead of the square ones, which I think are in The Sims 4, or maybe there is no square ones. Let me flip my reference paper over here. No, there were no square bushes on the front of the house. So again, I just took some creative liberties and kind of made it blend into Paralives in this particular part of the world in Paralives instead. So just matching some trees and stuff. So obviously this landscaping is also totally different, but I was just like, oh, this is so nice. Like we could just do some flowers and some low-lying shrubs and hydrangeas, which I did a custom color. It's like this yellow color. Then we put some more of these in the little like pockets there, little planter pockets, and then just some hydrangeas here. Again, that could be a future space for a pool, hopefully. Would love to see it. I could just imagine like a pool with a diving board and a slide there, just to kind of make the backyard patio space complete. And maybe hot tubs, like an in-ground hot tub where like some of the loungers are. You could like flip those around and put an in-ground hot tub or even an above-ground hot tub. That would be nice. Maybe someday. I don't know if that's on their roadmap. I don't know if hot tubs are. I know pools are, but I don't know about hot tubs. But maybe I'll send some feedback just in case. They might not be, but I just did some random flowers and shrubs in the garden space. I also didn't find any fence gates in the catalog there. I don't know if they're a thing yet, but again, the game is early access, so it is still very early. So I just left all the fences kind of like open, just in case, just to avoid any issues. We do some potted plants on the front here by the entryway, and then some potted plants out in the garden space, just to kind of make it feel like your parents actually do work in there, even if they can't garden yet. But here is the completed Anchorpoint abode. This is kind of what it looks like from the front elevation, which was really hard to get that screenshot because the trees across the street there kept flickering in and out of view. So I was like, oh, this is such a pain in the butt. But I did get it in the end. This is the top down. I realized I didn't do a top down of the second floor, but that's okay because I do have screenshots of what is on the second floor. So that's what we're moving into right now, just to kind of get that out of the way because it's really like not that eventful up there. But also, if you really wanted to, the house could be expanded on the second floor too. And it could be like a really big house and you could add a couple of bedrooms. So it's really pretty though. I love the lighting that comes in the windows and the front door here. And then this is the living room space all finished and complete. This is the seating area that was in the front of the living room. Again, that might have been a games table again in The Sims 4, but I wasn't sure. I didn't click on it to see. This is the kitchen. And again, I love that glass backsplash. Just looks so nice, and just all the clutter is so nice to have, like the dishes and stuff. It'd be real nice if you could actually like put them in cabinets, or you had like some open version of cabinets, not like shelves, but just like, you know, you could put them inside a cabinet, like it would let you see in, and you could kind of maybe clutter them up, maybe with some pots and pans or something. But I don't even know if Paris will even use the cabinets. They might just be decoration. But here's the nursery, and then this is the hallway bath with the laundry. And then we move into kind of like the little hobby room and then the kids room and then back out to the backyard. But do let me know what you think of this speed build. Let me know what you think of Paralives so far. Again, you can find it on the Steam workshop. This build will be available. I'll put the link in the video description. And it's also under my Steam ID, which is Simified and or TheSimified. I'm not really sure what it is, but I'll figure that out at some point. But the link in the video description will get you straight to the build. But that's all I had for this video, so I do thank you for watching. Make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you very soon with another build.